Hi everybody, it's Debbie from Inkylicious, and today I'm going to show you about the stamp paddle that we designed. It's a stamping accessory tool that allows you to place your stamp on the block and then hover over any of your work area before committing to stamp. And unlike your standard acrylic blocks, it's much easier to hold and much easier to position. When you receive your stamp paddles, you'll find that they've got protective covers on, and it's quite simple to do. It's just from one of the corners loosen it and remove the protective covers. So just as this one, if you just open one of the corners, and we can just peel them back, and then your stamp paddles are ready for use. Now you can, if you're not going to use them straight away, just stack them and attach your storage ring, which is just simply a snap open and then click it to lock it. I do apologise about the lights because I have tried to move them out the way as much as possible, but we are going to get some light reflection because these are acrylic. Most blocks, as you know, come in squares, oblongs, thick ones, thin ones, shaped ones. The only problem is they're very easy when you've been completing your work. I've got one stuck. Is that it's also easy, and I've done it 1,000 times over, and I'm sure you all have, is that you'll be getting ready to stamp something and without you know it, the block slipped out your hand. So whatever work you've done has now been ruined. Even if you start to use a smaller block, what you find is your hands get in the way. So if you want to position something, you're doing a finger jiggle or trying to see what something would look like. If you use too big a block for a small stamp, it can rock and wiggle. So what we did with the stamp paddle is design a handle where you can place your stamp and hover before you actually commit to stamping. So if I want another set of birds, so like this one, I hovered until I found the placement I liked. Let me just turn it this way. So you can hover, and then when you find the perfect place, you just simply press, and that's as simple as it is. So on this beach scene, if I decided I now wanted a set of birds here, what we can do, let's find a bit of ink. So I'll just pick the ink up, just tap with my finger. Now what I can do is hover without my hands being in the way, so I can actually see what and where I'm going to stamp. Once I've committed, just lower it down, but I've still got full hold of it in this hand. Just lower it down, press, and there you go. The stamp paddles come as a set of 3. The largest block will take any stamp size up to 11 centimetres wide by 15.5 centimetres tall. So if that's a full A6 stamp set, so that's with ease, and there's still room to spare. So if you do have some larger stamps, maybe longer, thinner ones, you can also go diagonally, which will increase the space. But any of you sort of nice large floral stamps will fit on, even full-on floral stamps, or any kind of stamp that's up to A6 size. So even things like our nice long zebras will fit on. My sea beach wave stamps, no problem. Even just our long thin stamps. So all of these will fit on this plate, and you can pick it up and hover. So if we move on to the round one, I find really handy. It's great for florals. So if you're doing random stamping, a wreath style, so any kind of round stamp will fit onto these. You can also use smaller square stamps and other stamps. So things like your birds, sun rays, another bird. Now the medium one, so I mean I use the most, but I use them all the same. Can't say which one the most. Are sort of your standard 3x4 stamps. So again, any of the smaller ones. Your greetings, perfect for greetings, where you can pop your greeting on, hover over your card exactly where you want, and then press. So all sizes of greetings, even your small greetings and your full-on square style cards. So what I'll quickly do is just grab a few bits, and I've already made a background, and we'll just do a quick demo just to show you how I actually use them in practice. So I've just inked up a quick background here, used our Mountain Valley stencil just to put some mountains in. So I'll use the Spring Awakening stamp set, and I'm going to take the largest block first. We'll pick one of the full-on flowers. So as I said, you can hover this then wherever that you prefer. So I'm just going to use some Fallen Leaves VersaFine Clair, and it's up to you if you want to take the stamp to the ink pad or turn it over, and you can take the ink pad to the stamp. Okay, so all I'm going to do now, so normally with a regular block, which for an A6 block is quite large, you'll be here holding it, turning your card on the side, so you're not really seeing how it's going to look. You'll be holding it and hopefully not dropping it. Where now I can just hold it here, it's nice and firm in my hand. I can hover to see where I'd like to put the stamp. So I'm going to start off with one here at this side actually. So where I'm happy with it, just press. Get your handle again and lift. Right, so that's the first stamp. Now we'll put some grasses in. It's the same thing again. And again with these grasses you can shape the stems on the blocks if you want them curved one way or another way. I'm just going to bend mine that way slightly. Get the ink. So I'm going to pop this one here, but I'll stamp it a bit higher just to make it more in the background. We'll pop a couple more of these on. Just going to bring some in here to fill in a bit. Now what I'm going to do is move on to the smaller block. So you can use either the rectangle or the round. And these ones are separate flower and grass heads where you can add the stem in wherever you'd like. Take some off that. We'll pop always decisions when you have too many stamps to play with. We'll go here with that one and there. And all I'm going to do is bring the stem in. And I don't need this on the large block because I'm only using the lower part of it. And again, you can shape this on your block. So we'll curve it one way, and then I'm just going to put it sideways on because it's easier for me. I can't decide which way. Right, that way. So we'll join this one first, then we'll add some onto this one. I'll straighten the stem up a bit now. That way. Right, so we'll catch this flower up. It said flower and it's a leaf, and this one. And finally we'll just come in with some grass at the bottom and just keep repeat stamping this to fill in. And I will clean all my stamps off later. Right, as I said before with the birds, now some of these are really small stamps, so let's go for this small one here. So we'll just pick some ink up, and then like I said, no hands in the way. I can hover, see where I'd like to put them, so let's go here somewhere. I can turn, twist, and my other hand isn't in the way. And when I'm happy, just press. What I'll do as well is we'll stamp a sentiment from our Timeless Moments stamp set. So let's just clear up and move some of these bits out. Let's have a look. Oh, live for the moments you can't put into words. Just remember, beautiful things take time and they are always worth the wait. So the nice thing with this is, again, we can hover, see what things are going to look like before you actually commit to them. I think we'll do that one that we've just read. Just remember the moments. Which I think will fit there nicely. So I'm going to pick it up. So again, you could use either of them. So again, we'll link it up. And then no hands in the way. I can hover, see where I want to pop it. And when I'm happy with it, just lower it down, but it's not actually touching the card anywhere yet. And then just press. And you get a beautiful stamped image. Let's quickly peel the tape off. And there you go. So I hope you like the stamp paddles, and they're available, as said, in a set of 3. We ship international. You can find them on the website. Thanks for watching. Bye. Just as a bit of a bonus video, I thought I'd just give you a quick 2 minutes to show you how to actually look after your acrylic blocks. If you've got old blocks, anything, and they're all looking a bit sort of messed up and gammy and covered in ink, all you need, and we get these in the pound shops in the UK, they're called Dollar Trees or whatever in the US. All you need is a magic sponge. It's just the melamine sponges. Don't go out and buy the branded ones at ridiculous prices. You get these something like 6, 8 for £1. And all you're going to do is you can either huff on the sponge. You could just add a bit of water, but really these don't need water. So I'm just going to actually, let's just wipe it with a damp cloth. Right, you can see this isn't coming off. Some of it is, but okay. So it's still a bit damp. Just get your magic sponge. Let's do this side. And what it does is it'll polish it back up without scratching it. Do my edges. There you see we've got a block. It's back to pristine condition. The stamp block paddle that I've just been using, I'll just take off any excess ink, pop a bit of damp cloth in it just to help it. And back to perfect again. So now you're all going to go off and start cleaning your blocks. See you soon. Bye.